If you're looking for cool videos, then you're at the right place. From PC to the console, then leave a smile on your face. Junkyard, Junkyard. Get ready to watch a video from Junkyard.
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Junkyard here. Welcome to another episode of Cooking with Junkyard. Well, today we are cooking macaroni and cheese. Not that blue box creamy stuff. We are actually making homemade macaroni and cheese. This recipe comes from a great friend of mine, Jana, and I've been trying to get this recipe out of her for about 10 plus years now. So I finally got a hold of it. I'm excited to go ahead and cook it and share it with you guys. So let's get started. Alright, so as far as the ingredients goes, it's actually pretty simple. We got a lot of cheese. You gotta love cheese. Alright, now as far as the one cheese that you're going to see as far as the brand name is Velveeta. Velveeta tends to be obviously a very creamy cheese. It's going to help bring all of it together, okay? But on top of that, we actually have 4 more varieties of cheese here. We have Muenster cheese. This is great sandwich cheese, by the way, as well. We have mild cheddar cheese, Monterey Jack, as well as sharp cheddar cheese. We got a couple eggs, some elbow pasta, a stick of butter, some half and half, and some salt and pepper. We're going to blend all this together and make you the best macaroni and cheese money can buy. And at the same time, I do want to go ahead and point out this is probably not the most cost-effective macaroni and cheese, but once you taste it, money aside, you're going to love it. Okay, so first thing you want to do is go ahead and preheat the oven to 350 degrees and get that thing going. Alright, that's going to preheat. Okay, well also we're going to get a pot of water here up to a boil for our elbow pasta. Okay, so we're at the point where we want to go ahead and grate up all the cheese. I have this great fancy old food processor here with a cheese grater mechanism on there. So what we're going to do is get this thing going. Alright, there's one of them. It just makes life so much easier when you have electronic little things and it's more power, you know, guys. What we're doing is we want to get about a cup of each, and each of these are about a half a pound of cheese. So with that, you're getting about a cup of each of this. Except the Velveeta. The Velveeta you really can't grate up, so we're just going to cut that into cubes. Alright, grated cheese. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and cook a pound of our elbow pasta. And we're going to go ahead and cook them to about 7 to 8 minutes according to the package. Please do not overcook them because they're going to cook inside the dish in the oven. Additional preparation, we're going to go ahead and take a stick of butter and put it all over the casserole dish. Now this is a 13 by 9 inch casserole dish, 2 inches high, and we want to make sure that we go ahead and get a casserole dish, a good deep casserole dish, because there's a lot of macaroni and cheese that's going to be inside the dish. We may not even be able to get all of it in here, but we're going to do our dangest. It's going to be overflowing. Alright, perfect. In addition, we want to go ahead and cube up a cup of the Velveeta cheese. Now Velveeta is great on lots of things. Again, it's processed cheese, but again, it is real cheese. So the end result is what you could use this on is, I love Velveeta cheese on grilled cheese sandwiches, and I have showed you those. I got a great recipe for a grilled cheese sandwich, which is a lot of fun. So pretty much what we're going to do is cube this up, because again, you can't really grate Velveeta cheese. Alright, so that's what we got going. We're going to wait for the noodles to get done. We're going to add that to a dish and put it all together. Okay, these noodles are done. We're going to go ahead and drain them off here. Okay, so we got the butter in the bowl, and we're going to go ahead and just slice this up. And we're going to pour the noodles right over it so the butter just melts right into the noodles. Now we're going to mix this up until all the noodles and the butter come together. We pretty much want to make sure all that butter just coats every single noodle before we put the next ingredients in. Now I gotta say, this is probably not the most thinning recipe that's out there, but nonetheless, this by far is my favorite macaroni and cheese. There's no other macaroni and cheese out there that tops this. There really isn't. And once you make this for a summer meal, it's great for around New Year's Eve because it's nice and hot, but even summer, it's a beautiful thing to put together. Alright, so all that butter's all melt together. Let's go ahead and put the next ingredients together in. Okay, we're going to go ahead and beat 2 eggs together real quick here. Oh, we have a double yolk. Look, double yolk. Double yolk, special surprise. Alright, so we'll mix those 2 together. Alright, now let's bring this back. Okay, we're going to pour the half and half in. We're going to pour the egg in. We're going to get the Velveeta cheese in here. Alright, we're going to mix all that together. Now again, the noodles are still warm, so it's going to help melt that Velveeta cheese. Now the Velveeta cheese also helps incorporate it all together. It helps bind the noodles together, the cheese, because remember a lot of the cheddar cheese and stuff has oils in it. So thus, it's got natural oils. But with the oils itself, the natural oils, it tends to, it comes apart. So the Velveeta cheese will help bring it all together. Alright. Alright, very good. Alright, now let's go ahead and put some salt and pepper in here. Well, about a teaspoon of pepper. Got some salt as well. Put some salt in here. Combine that all together. Alright, now we're going to add all the cheese. Now we want to put all this cheese in, except we want to save about a cup towards the end. So in fact, let's go ahead and I'll just put it in about a cup of this. This side bowl over here. There we go. I just want to put all the rest of the cheese in this. And again, mix it all together. Get it all incorporated. Noodles, cheese. Okay, now let's go ahead and put it into the baking dish. It should fill it up. Oh, it does, right to the rim. Let's get every last bit of morsel out of there. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and add the rest of the cheese just right on top. Alright, let's get this in the oven. We want to cook it at 350 degrees. Remember, we preheated the oven. We want to put it in there for about 35 minutes. You're going to have some of the best macaroni and cheese you've ever had. Now, okay, now you want to cook this until it's bubbly around the edges. It's been 35 minutes. The timer went off. Let's check it out and see how it looks. Well, this is awesome. As you can see, this is just perfect. You got a nice little bit of crispy edge around the whole thing. You got it bubbling. Now, there's a little bit of oil on top, and that's natural. Obviously, the Velveeta can only blend so much. So, if you don't want that, and I personally don't care for that, what you want to do is just go ahead and wick a little bit of that off with a paper towel. And that just comes right off there. Let it sit for a couple minutes here before we cut into it. Serve it hot is ideal. Now, once you do go ahead and cut into it, you can actually make this into portions, and literally go ahead and you can freeze it now if you wanted to. Put it in the refrigerator, vacuum seal it if you got it, and literally you got good eats for the next few days here. All right, let's go ahead and take a spoonful of this out. Put it on a plate here. Look at that. Just the cheese is just creamy and melting all through and through. Let's give it a try. I'm telling you right now, once you try this mac and cheese, it's going to get to the point where you're never going to want to see that blue box ever again. Wow. All the cheese is blended together. The creaminess of everything. It just is such an intense flavor. If you love cheese, and you guys know I love cheese, this is incredible. Now, you can always substitute cheeses too. Start experimenting. See what cheeses work good together, what blends well together. You know, ideally you could use, instead of Monterey Jack, use pepper jack cheese and maybe throw some jalapenos in there when you're cooking it. Add a little bit of spice to it. But I gotta tell you, as far as when it comes down to macaroni and cheese, once you make this and once you try this, I'm telling you, wow. There's no other macaroni and cheese you're ever going to want to try. Hey, thanks for watching. This has been another episode of Cooking with Junkyard. This is Junkyard, needless to say. Keep cooking. Woo!